So with Mario+Rabbids releasing later this month on the 29th, I thought it would be a pretty good time to talk about it. Depending on who you are, it turns out you're either looking forward to this title or you really don't want to have anything to do with it due to the Rabbids. I can pretty much understand that. I mean, a lot of people compare the Rabbids to being the video game equivalent of Minions, and I don't like the Minions. However, I feel that sharing my personal experiences with the three franchises that I personally believe influenced this game would help some people probably make a decision. Now, some background history is that I find Mario himself to be mostly dependable. I mean, yes, he's had a couple of mistakes. Yeah. But for some reason, Nintendo has been able to get myself and many other people to play games in genres I normally would never play. I enjoy Mario Kart despite having no interest in other racing games. I mean, I would never play anything like Forza or Gran Turismo. They're just something that doesn't appeal to me. I don't necessarily find those games fun. And despite the franchise of Mario making mistakes here and there, I still think most of what he has put out is at the very least decent. Rabbids is different, however. At the start of the Wii, I only really had 3 games, being Red Steel, Rayman Raving Rabbids, and The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I played Rabbids a bunch, mostly as a break from playing Twilight Princess, and I actually enjoyed it a pretty fair amount. I found the Rabbids to be enjoyable. However, I only really played maybe the first 2 games, and then suddenly they just fell off of me. And it wasn't because I didn't like the games or something like that. I just thought there were more interesting games on the Wii to pick up around this time. The third Rabbids game came out in 2008, and that's the same year as Mario Kart Wii, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and Animal Crossing. I just didn't feel like at that point in time, Rayman Raving Rabbids was something that was still relevant. Ever since then, I just sort of forgot about them and haven't really been keeping track with them in any way. I could see why people consider the Rabbids to be the video game equivalent of the Minions, but once I have seen the Minions films, their animated films, it just seemed that with Despicable Me 1 and 2, they weren't too annoying for me yet, but once they got their own official spin-off, once they officially got their own movie, that's when I basically got into the mindset that the Minions were annoying. Now, if you've seen any gameplay of Mario+Rabbids, you might have linked it with XCOM. Now, I don't have that much experience with XCOM as I've only played Enemy Unknown, but I loved it, and seeing this type of gameplay here is weird but interesting. If you don't know about XCOM, XCOM is essentially a strategy game that is played in the same style as Mario+Rabbids. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. But what I find to be the most interesting thought about this whole entire thing is, why did Ubisoft or Nintendo think that mixing Mario and Rabbids should play just like XCOM? I mean, I can totally understand why Rabbids and Mario, in a way, is having a crossover. Rabbids had mostly been only on Nintendo platforms, and Ubisoft is typically pretty supportive of Nintendo's new console, so I can see why a partnership would want to exist. I would have preferred Rayman, but hey, this isn't too bad in my eyes either. But I'm sure most of you would agree that a Mario and Rayman spin-off crossover would have been much better. I'm just baffled as to why they decided to turn it into XCOM when I'm totally on board with that somehow. It's hard to really explain, but having experience with XCOM and enjoying it, and having experiences with Mario and enjoying it, is kind of making me forgive the fact that the Rabbids aren't even there to begin with. They managed to take the XCOM system and seemingly make it their own in some way. That's not something I expected to be something that would actually end up working. Well, that is totally implying that this game ends up being successful when it releases. So you have 3 franchises with some sort of influence here, 2 of which I'm pretty positive with, and the third I'm just unsure about. The game looks charming and pretty entertaining, so I'm hoping this odd mix works in their favor. I'm not sure who exactly at Ubisoft and Nintendo said that the Mario+Rabbids crossover should work in this way, but I'm totally on board with it, so I'll be picking up Mario+Rabbids. The XCOM style gameplay and the Mario characters is pretty much what's selling me, and even if the Rabbids start to annoy me, I personally doubt it'll be enough to ruin my experience. Now before I end this video, I have a question for you guys to answer in the comments, and that's totally implying if anyone's even watching this video to begin with. If you dislike the Rabbids, is it enough to turn you off Mario+Rabbids Kingdom Battle? Do you think you will be able to still enjoy the game despite them being there? Do you think you'd enjoy Mario+Rabbids due to the Mario Next Home elements like myself? Please explain this in the comments below if the Rabbids are enough to ruin your experience, or if you think that you might be able to enjoy it anyways. And that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to talk about this to get you guys thinking about whether or not you'd give the game a chance. If you enjoyed the conversation, if you enjoyed what I had to say, please subscribe. I'm really trying to make this my own. And if you have any criticisms whatsoever, please let me know. I would love to improve. Until next time, I'm Shifty, but you can just call me Shifty, and I'll talk to you guys next time.